Before I deep dive into what this movie is all about, we need to update you on a few things. So C&Q actually ended and split. A couple members left and just wanted to do their own thing. Rust got boring, and I think everyone can agree, you pretty much did most things that the game had to offer. They had to switch it up with something, and I predicted Oil Rig would be coming in February, and it has. You can thank me later. So in light of Oil Rig coming to Rust console servers, we thought it'd be a good time to get the band back together and get some new people. We weren't really looking for people that just had pure skill. We wanted people that were chill, we had a laugh with, and damn, we got some good people for that. But before all the glory and laughter, we had to get the bass up and running. For the first or second day of Wipe, all we did was do rig. It was so much fun, a lot of PvP, especially with the heavies, the scientists, and people coming to counter. So much so that we got into a little war with a China wall base. Now, I posted this on my TikTok, so to save me editing it over and over again, I'm going to post it here right now. So obviously Oil Rig's just dropped, and we're having a blast with it. I haven't had this much fun since probably the first couple of Wipes I was actually playing this game, so it speaks a lot about how much is going on. But anyways, yeah, basically, we went to take rig large for our first time as an 8-man. And we saw, as you just seen there, literally just went as soon as we were halfway there, or pretty much over halfway. And we didn't have enough low grade because Aiden's a fucking idiot. We went 8 deep because we live on the other side of the map. And when I went over there as a duo, I got gunned down by an M2. Whether that's a scientist or one of the people that's taking it, I don't know. So we thought, what's the point in countering it now? Because obviously it's gone. They're probably in their boats. And there was a vending machine saying, A, just simple vending machine, but it was the first one on the map. And we thought there'd be a big base there. So I know it looks like we're going to camp out these people, but we took a gamble. Imagine how many maps are on this server. And this one's pretty built up, as you're going to see. So yeah, we took a gamble and we waited for these people to come back because there was no point in obviously countering it now. Lo and behold, there was a big fucking China wall there. Like, fair play to these lads. It was under 24 hours at that time of building a base, and they got a China wall up, so they've done a lot. And we thought this has got to be them. Either that they've got back quick enough because we saw no movement, especially in base or outside of base, or they're still coming back. They ended up actually coming back, and I believe we saw 2 boats. One boat at the start, and then another one, which I counted about 4 people that were there. I may be wrong. So whilst we were gunning them down in the water, there's people on land that we gunned down as well. Me and Aiden decided to stay on ground whilst the others went to retrieve their loot that was on the water. So at this point, Aiden's sound was completely gone. He was deaf. so I was literally there covering him whilst the others were retrieving the loot on the water. Whilst all this was happening, I saw kits coming out of their base, and having a China wall base like that, there was going to be a lot. I didn't really bother counting because I knew we would lose the fight, especially as some of us are in the water and we're on the lower ground. If they got the high ground, it probably would have been game over. We made a Pirates of the Caribbean type run down the shoreline. They got us and picked us up on their boats. We went back with all the loot. Happy days.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started.
Normally, we try to achieve to get the base up and done in the first day, but this did not happen. Because we're having so much fun at oil, we just completely forgot about doing the base. So if anyone was to raid us, it would have been really cheap and it would have been profitable beyond belief. Considering at that time, most of the kits that the server had were ours after the PvP at Oil Rig and Brad counters. Normally with large bases, you get a whole team that's wanting to do it, but only half, if not a quarter of the team actually farming for it. So we didn't really want to fuck off China Wall or a huge base, but we ended up getting a huge base. And the team was not ready for the open core that Z was going to produce. Now we have two main builders, well, three. We have Timmy, Mav and Z. Mav and Z were the main ones to build this base, and then I believe it was Z's idea to do this open core. By far it's been the best base I've ever been in. So Z got the open core finished. We needed to get the base finished so we could then go out and PvP, farm and all of that good stuff. It did take quite a while and was a graft, but it always is when getting down a base, especially in a position that is then crowded by other bases that you'll be seeing later. We had to deal with somewhat of a Minecraft village, and this is then us building up the base. A lot of people were wondering in the comments, is this an actual base that you can find on YouTube? No, it's a custom build by Mav and Z. It is sick, it is easy to navigate around, and it's good to defend. Once we got the base down, it was PvP time. Every team has those days where they just take L's upon L's upon L's. For this day specifically, we just didn't have numbers on to go out and roam against the other teams that also rolled in numbers. And it wasn't even teams. When some of us tried to PvP other teams, there was just nakeds or grubs in the bushes grubbing kits and then trying to get a snowball going. So it was really hard to get some solid PvP, and especially with the queue stacked to about 50 at one point in the night, it was virtually impossible to get any solid PvP against another team. One team in particular griefed us with watchtowers and door camped us for a bit, and then they wanted us to go to launch. No, looking back at it, it was a dumb idea, but this is how it went down. They live at G4 on the map, just outside of launch site. So with the people we had, it was me, Mav, Aiden and Kieran. Aiden had got doubled, as you can see in the video. It was me and Kieran left on top. We were outnumbered, and plus there was grubs and hazzies coming to take us out as well, so it was really a lose-lose situation. One thing to point out is how much lag I had got, me and Kieran had. We had 1 bar latency throughout this whole entire fight, and as you can see on the footage, it glitches at points. That is the lag and my screen freezing. You could say it was through me recording, but Kieran had it as well. So when Kieran died, it was a 1 versus 4, and even if we did drop all of them, they were living outside of launch site, so they would have just come and countered us. It was a lose-lose situation unless we had more numbers. Not only was I getting shot from the person in front of me, I was also getting shot from behind. This basically getting us all demotivated. Most of us had gone off. As you can see, we have a little Minecraft village that is gradually building up. These have actually been there since the start of Wipe, we just haven't gotten around to raiding them, and we had other raid targets in mind. Up through them roof camping and then taking the farm that we wanted to get as well, we knew they had to go. Now we had enough boom to pretty much take out both, but we didn't want to take out both at the same time. We wanted to go through one by one by one, and this is how it turned out.